AI in education can be a hot button issue, especially around academic honesty and cheating, but it can also be a very effective study tool if you know how to use it. And our next guest certainly does. Avery Swartz is a tech expert who has whittled down 3 ways to use AI to support studying and learning. She joins us now. This is an important time to have this conversation. We are smack dab in the middle of midterms for most senior students.
Yep.
So let's start with something called Magic to Do.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
I love this tool. So Magic to Do, it is free. You don't have to have an account. You don't even log in to use it. And what it does is it takes a top line task and breaks it down into smaller tasks for you. So for example, when students say that they need to study or, study for a history test, well, what does that actually mean? You enter the task, you choose what's called your spiciness level, which is how much you want it to be broken down, how granular. And then it automatically takes that task and breaks it down. So it might be reviewing your study notes, looking over what's going to be on the test, creating flashcards, quizzing yourself, and then it can even give you a time estimate. So this helps you to kind of just even understand what you're supposed to be doing. I love this tool.
This is amazing. And you know what, for kids who live and work through ADHD, that is an essential tool.
It's a phenomenal tool.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, once you have the study plan in place, you suggest moving on to Notebook LM. Explain how this one works.
Notebook LM is made by Google. There's both free and paid plans for Notebook LM. My favorite part about Notebook LM is you load in your own study notes. So it's pulling from your notes, your curriculum, photos, PDFs. Then it will generate, right there you saw that was a quiz. This is literally the grade 8 unit of history, of Canadian history. It will also generate flashcards for you from the material. And then my favorite part of Notebook LM is it does something called audio overviews. You can choose an audio overview where it will, it's robots, it's not real people, but they're talking about the subject matter. There you can see it will go through almost like it's almost like listening to a podcast of them talking about your material.
This almost makes me want to cry. For families who have kids who have an LD, a learning disability, this is game-changing.
It's huge. And there's one extra thing you can do inside Notebook LM with those audio overviews. I made a video so you can see it. Not only can you listen to it, you can actually join the conversation. You can interrupt them and start talking with them yourself. Check this out.
Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're definitely not looking at some smooth, easy story of nation building.
Hey there. Want to share your thoughts on this?
Can you do a deep dive for me on the role of the railroads in Canada's western expansion?
That is a fantastic request.
Oh, yes.
You're jumping right to one of the most critical factors.
The railway is absolutely central.
It's woven into the very fabric of why Confederation expanded.
We were going to touch on it as an economic driver later.
But let's bring it right up front and
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, really cool.
It's so cool. And then you can ask them questions, you can keep talking, etc. And I love that it's pulling from your own material. Because there's an issue right now if you go and try and interact with a chatbot, it might be pulling from
incorrect material.
Other materials or from other school boards or other parts of the country or even from other countries. So with Notebook LM, you provide the material that it should be pulling from.
Yes, which means your dates are accurate, which can sometimes happen in with chatbots. So last but not least, there are a lot of people who are familiar with ChatGPT.
Of course.
I feel like everybody uses it. I'm not sure a lot of people are aware that you can put it into study mode.
Yeah, study mode came out in ChatGPT a few months ago. And usually when you ask ChatGPT a question, it's just going to give you the answer. But in study mode, it doesn't give you the answer. Instead, it coaches you through how to get to the answer. So here's me asking, kind of a middle school level math question in ChatGPT. And then instead of it just giving the answer, it helps you think through, okay, how are we going to isolate the variable? How are we going to solve this equation? And then how do we prove that that's the correct answer? It won't just immediately give it to you.
See, this is where AI gets exciting because this is where you see it being used as a tool and not a replacement.
Yeah, and so you've got this study mode in ChatGPT. You can also do this in Google Gemini. It's the same sort of thing. It's called guided learning mode. So I love that You know, I think it's our role as parents to help prepare our children for the world that they are going to grow up into.
Yeah.
And AI is going to be part of that world. We can't just ban it. We can't say you can't use it.
Yeah.
But you also have to learn how to use it in a way that doesn't compromise your academic integrity. These are just 3 of the ways you can.
And if you've learned how to use it as a tool, you are that much more valuable when you head into your
Exactly.
post-academic life.
Exactly.
Tech expert Avery Swartz, we always learn so much from you. Thanks for coming, and thanks for doing the videos. It makes it so easy to follow along.
Yeah, I like to show you.
Coming up, speaking of showing, we have tips for keeping your boots looking clean and feeling clean for the entire winter.